So hello guys, welcome back to my channel. Today we are going to discuss about the most commonly used device in the OT during the anesthesia, that is called laryngoscope, right? So first understand what is a laryngoscope. So laryngoscope is simply a device here that is used to visualize the larynx and its adjacent structure, right? And it is mainly used for the what? Insertion of the tube into the tracheobronchial tree, right? Then understand what is a laryngoscopy. Laryngoscopy means it is a procedure in which the larynx is visualized, right? Means the laryngoscope is a device, but laryngoscopy is a procedure. You have to understand this here. Then understand what are the uses, means what are the different indication of the laryngoscope. So this laryngoscope mainly used for the as a therapeutic, diagnostic as well as the intubation purpose, right? Some indication are as follow, like for example, it is most commonly used of the word for the endotracheal intubation, right? After the insertion of the nasogastric tube as well as the transesophageal echocardiac probe, and also used for the any foreign body removal as well as to take the biopsy from the upper airway lesion, as well as also used for the visualize and assess the upper airway, including the what vocal cord and the larynx. So these are some indication in which the laryngoscopy is done or the larynx is used here, right? Then understand what are the different types of the laryngoscope. Like the laryngoscope are the different types, but most commonly used are the direct rigid laryngoscope, after that indirect rigid laryngoscope, and then after video laryngoscope. That is in the video laryngoscope, that is mainly rigid, maybe it may be rigid or the flexible, and then after what is flexible fiber optic laryngoscope, right? So in the you have to understand in the indirect rigid laryngoscope there are uses of some prism, mirror as well as the fiber optic through which the larynx or the vocal cord are visualized indirectly, right? So now let's talk about what are the different parts of the laryngoscope. So mainly two parts are there, that is a blade and the handle, right? But blade and handle are connected at a point, that is point is called hook on point, means it is a point at which the blade is connected with the handle. So now let's talk about the different parts on the handle itself. So in the handle there will be the base will be there, a horizontal flange will be there, after that a tongue will be there, also called spatula will be there, and then tip of the blade will be there, and then after another little light source, means there's a little light source that is present in the blade, right? So these are the different parts of the blade itself. Now let's talk about little bit about the handle. So in the handle that is placed in the left hand while during the use, right? And when you notice that handle will be a little bit rough surface, what is the significance of it? Its main significance, it helps us for the good grip of the handle, right? Another is provide a power supply to the light source that is present in the blade. How? So like when you notice that the handle will contain a series of the batteries, so when the blade and handle are connected together, the circuit will be complete and it will provide the power supply to the light source that is present in the blade and help us to visualize better, right? So now let's we talk about the different parts of the blade, and it's a little bit about the handle as well as its blade. Now it's when you talk about the blade are the different types, like for example a straight blade and the curved blade. So in the straight blade there are different types of straight blade, but most commonly used blade are the Miller blade. Similarly, in the curved blade, there are different types of the curved blade, right? But most commonly used blade are the Macintosh blade, right? So how will you remember here? So for example, in the Macintosh, notice on the C letter, right? So C means curved, C means Macintosh. Similarly, in the Miller blade, notice on the L letter, L is means straight, right? So it will help us to remember that is a Miller blade is a straight blade and Macintosh blade is a curved blade. Now let's talk about little bit more difference between them. So in the that is the Macintosh blade is simply when you notice here, that is the tongue of the Macintosh blade gently curved here, and it will simply extend to the tip, right? And it is mainly positioned that is in the vallecula, that is entering to the epiglottis here and lifting it out of the visual pathway. Similarly, in the when you talk about the Miller blade, in the Miller blade, when you the blade will be the tongue will be the straight here, right? And it is mainly positioned posterior to the epiglottis here, and while exposing the vocal cord and the vocal cord, right, and the fold here, right? So this is the difference between the Macintosh blade and Miller blade. And one more point that you have to notice is that in pediatric patient, most commonly used blade are that is the Miller blade. Why? Because unique anatomy that is present in the children, infants, right? Pediatric patient, right? So this is all about different types of the blade. Now let's talk about the sizes. When we talk about the size of the blade, it mainly ranges from the 0 to 4, and most commonly in the adult patient used for 3, and the 4 are used for the adult patient, and 0, 1 and mostly used for the infant as well as children, right? So when we use the laryngoscope, there may happen sometimes many complications can there chance of many complications that can occur, right? So why you have to know the complication? Because in the when we are using the laryngoscope, At the same time, we have to manage the complication as well. So you have to know the what can are the complications that can occur, so that you can be little bit more cautious. So number one, I have divided the complication into 4 points so that it will be easier to remember. So number one will be the common complication, common and general complication. After that, what is the common and cardiovascular consequences, right? After that, uncommon and cardiovascular consequences, as well as some other complication. So let's talk about a little bit what is the common and the general complication. So in the common and general complications, some most commonly and frequently used complication are the dental injury, right? After that, there will be the trauma to the either lip, gum, as well as tongue. After that, some minor bleeding can also occur. So this will include in the like general complication, and most frequently this complication will occur. After that, what are the common complication? Cardiovascular means common and cardiovascular consequences. That is a tachycardia and hypertension. Similarly, that is a uncommon and the cardiovascular consequences that is a very uncommon but can occur, right? For example, that is bradycardia. Sometimes myocardial ischemia, but it is very rare, right? After that, other complication may occur. That is esophageal injury can occur, tracheal injury can occur. After that, aspiration can occur, right? And then other also elevated intracranial pressure can also occur sometimes. So these are the complications. So by knowing that, you be the some little bit more cautious while using the laryngoscope, right? After the so I have let's review the same from the initial to last year. So I have explained there what is the laryngoscope, what is the laryngoscopy, what are the different types of the laryngoscope, then what are the different parts of the laryngoscope, what are the different parts that are present in the blade, then what are the different types of the blade, which blade is preferred in the pediatric patient, and then what are the complications that can occur while using the laryngoscope, right? So I have covered almost these points. So it is a little bit review of the laryngoscope. I hope you have got some idea about the laryngoscope, right? So I will come with a new video with new topic next time. And till that, be healthy, eat healthy. But if you want to prefer me a new topic, you can write down in the comment box. I will make a video on that topic too. So till and subscribe to my channel and share this video with your friends so that they can also learn and get the information about the laryngoscope. So thank you.